Hiya, and welcome back to Homecoming Morenatsu Revisited. The game that teaches us that... something... Torihiko. Close enough. I don't know. Anyways, let's just hop right in. I am in a very good mood right now. That was a surprisingly quick bus ride. They probably hoped that Shun wouldn't stop talking about the arcade.
I can't wait to show it to you, Hiroyuki. You're gonna be so impressed. There are pinball machines, Panchiko booths, fighting games, rhythm games.
Alright, Shun, I think he gets it. There are a lot of games there. I mean, it's not like I haven't been to an arcade before. The anticipation is killing me! Put on a forced smile for Shun. I'm excited, but...
Follow me, guys, this is way...
Shun? We never said we're into... Oof. Kuya lands face first into the pavement. Are you okay? You saw nothing! I nod in agreement as that fist slowly gets closer to my face. Okay! Let's catch up with Shun. A short while later, we arrive at the arcade. Whoa. I didn't expect it to be this huge. Does Kazunari really have the population to support this kind of place?
Well, what do you think?
It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Sorry we don't have the kind of arcades you have in Osaka. I didn't mean it that way. I know. When I go to is like 5 stories tall. They have so many games there and there's always so many people. I think back to all the times I tried to enjoy myself at the Osaka arcade. Compared to what I'm used to, this is a nice change of pace.
Ooh, I'd love to see a big city arcade someday.
As extravagant as they are, I feel you'd miss the small town charm this one has, buddy. Where should we start? I usually just play pachinko all day while Shun wanders around.
I like to hang out over there with the fighting and rhythm games.
Shun points a small finger up a flight of stairs to the right. There's so many people up there. Are you sure? It doesn't look like there's a lot of room to breathe.
It is
summer vacation. I'm not surprised there are a bunch of kids here today. I guess you're right.
That just means I have more
That just means I have more competition. Shun starts running for the stairs. Hey, wait a second! What's wrong? Huh? We aren't going to explore the place as a group? Like I said, Shun and I usually split up to do our own thing. This first time here, I don't know where to go!
Hiroyuki has a point, Kuya. We should stick together for today.
Fine. Just don't try to make me play that one game again.
Okay.
There's a mischievous tone to Shun's voice. I wonder... Take that! I lost.
That's too bad. Wanna play again?
Geez, I'm usually pretty good at this game back in Osaka. Who knew Shun was good at fighting games? I think... Already press continue! Come back here and face me like a man, Hiroyuki! Shun is a monster when it comes to competitive games! I told you not to pick a fighting game. Don't rub it in! I hold up my fist towards Kuya. He slinks back and leans against the wall behind us. I'm sure he's enjoying every minute of this. Pick your character, Hiroyuki. It's time to face your doom. I can't beat him with my main character, so what if I try...
You're a Ryudo player now?
Perfect! I eat them for breakfast! Before I have a chance to react, Shun picks the perfect counter to my character. That's not fair. I can hear Kuya snorting to himself. Oh boy, this is going to be a quick match. After getting demolished by Shun multiple times, I convince him to do something else. There's a fucking bread pun? I didn't realize that was a bread pun. Isn't that how it usually is? After getting demolished by Shun multiple times, I convinced him to do something else.
That's fun.
Yeah! I glance over at Kuya, expecting him to laugh at me again. Instead, he's gazing longingly at the pachinko machines down the hall. You okay, Kuya? What? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I can see that. Are we done here yet? I want to play some pachinko. Our conversation ends quickly when Shun cries out in surprise.
When did you get this? When did they get this?
What is it? Huh? I look where Shun is pointing. In the middle of the rhythm game section sits an odd-looking pair of taiko controllers in front of a huge screen.
I've always wanted to play that.
Great, we're in the rhythm game section, aren't we?
Hiroyuki!
We need to play this game together.
Eh? I've heard about this game. It's supposed to be super fun when you get the hang of it.
Alright. I begrudgingly accept Shun's offer, knowing what's inevitably going to follow. Good luck. The song intensifies. I'm barely able to keep up with the hits scrolling by on the easiest difficulty. Shun, on the other hand, has no trouble getting a near-perfect score so far on the highest. This game is so easy. Why does everyone say it's difficult? I start flailing wildly at the controller in front of me. I never said I was a music person. What are you doing, Hiroyuki? I'm trying to distract you. Even with my attempts, Shun's focus never breaks, maintaining his freakish performance without a single mistake. I can't help it. Guess I'm too good at this game already. We're only 4 songs in. How can you possibly be this good at it? Soon the song draws to a close. The results screen pops up. 65% accuracy.
Yay! I got 98%.
I look down on my childhood friend with eyes wide open. No freaking way.
It's okay, Hiroyuki. You'll get the hang of it eventually.
Nuh-uh. I'm hopeless. Suddenly, an idea pops in my head. Oh, why don't you try facing an actual musician? Turn around and see Kuya leaning over the railing behind us. Kuya! What? Me calling out his name almost caused him to fall. You need to show Shun who's boss at this. Why me? Because you're a musician. You should be great at these games. I'll pass. I want to point this out. As a musician, even if you're a musician, you're not good at, doesn't mean you're good at rhythm games. Just because you're a musician doesn't mean you're good at rhythm games. Sometimes it can mean the opposite. Like, there's only one rhythm game that I am actually able to play. And it's Project Diva. That's it. I'll pass.
Eh?
My voice screeches in surprise. What do you mean? You heard me.
What's wrong? Aren't we gonna play again, Hiroyuki?
I want to see you and Kuya play.
Ah.
I don't like rhythm games. Again.
Eh?
How can you not like rhythm games? He should be a natural. Ugh, do I have to spell it out for you? I suck at them.
You don't have to play me, Kuya.
How's that possible? Hell if I know. Playing those games is nothing like playing a real instrument. Nuh-uh. I don't buy that. I actually felt like I was playing a taiko drum back there. You're just afraid you're gonna lose to Shun, aren't you? That's what's going on, isn't it? Fine. If you want to see this so bad, I'll do it! I'm not happy about it, though. Yay! Tear Shun apart for me, Kuya. I give him a wink and a thumbs up. Sure, whatever. The two of them walk up to the taiko controllers. Kuya seems to struggle with holding the drumsticks. Ugh. Shun scrolls through the song list, trying to find an interesting one to play.
How about this one?
Whatever. With Kuya's clear approval, Shun presses the select button, causing the song to start. Hits begin to fly by on screen. Kuya selected the lowest difficulty like I did earlier. Shun, of course, is on the hardest again. Kuya struggles to strike the controller properly. He misses a long stream of hits. Next to him, Shun is completely focused. He's not even trying to talk to Kuya while they're playing. Guess distractions are out of the question this time. Not that Kuya would appreciate it. He's the kind who prefers a nice, clean competition. Ugh! Drumstick flies out his right hand. Here you go. Thanks. His heart's not really in it. Another stream of hits flies by. Manages to miss every single one of them. Geez, who designed this crap? How are you supposed to know what part of the damn drum to hit? Maybe this was a bad idea. Good, it's finally over. Results screen pops up. As expected, Shun's accuracy is over 95%. Kuya's, however... I'm never playing these games again. He storms off down the stairs. I didn't expect that. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. You didn't know he's bad at rhythm games.
So weird, how can a musician be bad at them?
I don't know. It's not the only thing he's bad at either. He never wins at rock, paper, scissors.
Pfft, you can't be serious. That game is pure luck. How's that possible? The sad wolf next to me shrugs his shoulders.
He's on a 200-game losing streak.
What? That's ridiculous. Who's counting?
He is. Seriously, Hiroyuki, don't tease him about this stuff. Gets really mad about it.
Huh. Seems the guy who likes teasing can't handle teasing in return. Oh, hiya, welcome. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about being late. I'm checking the little breadlets. So far, they're not rising. Oh, no. Or maybe they are. I don't know how bread works. I don't know how it works. I know Kuya has a short temper, but he doesn't have to take the stuff out on his friends. Maybe we should go talk to him?
Sure. I know exactly where to find him.
Hold on a second. Suddenly a tall cat wraps around the corner and points at the screen. Who is this Kodori person?
That's me.
Who do you think you are? You just beat my high score.
Sorry.
Guess you suck compared to me. Whoa, this guy doesn't know what he's getting into. What did you just say, Pipsqueak? I challenge you to a game. That is, if you're feeling brave enough. Gladly! I'll take my rightful place back as the best player in Kazanari! Shun, what about... You're gonna have to do it alone, Hiroyuki. I've got some business to take care of. He doesn't break eye contact with the cat for a second. Okay, then. The game starts up again as the two start scrolling through the song list. As entertaining as this might be to watch, I think I should go check on Kuya. What's your recommendation for the setting? What Kuya's been saying today, I know he's a big fan of pachinko. This is probably my best bet at finding him. Ah, there he is. Hey, Kuya. What do you want? Start to hear him over the chattering of metal balls inside the machine he's playing. Dialogue interrupts off. Okay, where is that? It's under preferences. Oh, right there. Okay. Can't you see I'm trying to have fun here? Can you speak up? Let's go to the machine snob and faces me. What's up? I'm just a little concerned. You don't seem to be having much fun. Sorry. Shun and I like coming to this place together, but we're into completely different games. We end up doing our own thing most of the time. I see. I know what you want to ask, though. What's with you and rhythm games? I just don't get them. They have nothing to do with real music. The people I see good at them don't even have the slightest hint of musical talent. Huh. I'm not sure about that. Some of the best players I know in Osaka are good at playing instruments, too. I may suck, but I still have fun playing them. Maybe you're just looking at them the wrong way. I don't know.
Hey, guys!
There you are, Shun. How'd the game go?
Oh, I won. Eh?
What's going on? Did I miss something?
Yeah. Some guy was mad that I beat his high score, so I challenged him to a game.
I destroyed him! Oh, okay, thank you. And he was so confident, too.
I'm pretty sure he cried when he walked away.
Nice going, kid. You made some guy cry.
If you saw how mean he was, you would have been mad too.
I'm sure I would have.
Well, I've got so many points on my account now.
What on my guest pass card? I think I have a few. Where do we spend them?
There's a prize corner near the front of the arcade.
I guess it's getting pretty late. We should think about wrapping things up. Don't want to miss the bus. You're right.
Let's check out the prizes.
Kuya collects the silver balls from his pachinko machine and follows us to the prize center.
Ooh, is that a Storm Lionheart statue?
Is that a Cloud Strife reference? Shun points a finger at the shelf behind the center's attendant. It is! It can be yours for 40,000 points!
I wonder how many points I have.
I can check for you. Here, check mine too. How about you, my wolf friend? I'm not a wolf. I'm a husky. Get it right! Sorry! The attendant leans over the counter and whispers at me and Shun. Is he always this angry? Oh, Squall Lionheart? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I heard that. Kuya hands the attendant his account card. I'll check the amount you boys have. Be right back. Walks off to the side and starts swiping his cards into a computer.
I hope I have enough for that statue. Storm Lionheart is my favorite soft square character.
How about you, Kuya? Do you see anything you like? From this crap? It's all cheap, worthless junk. I'm just here because it's fun. Still, you might as well get something with what you got, right? I've gone this long without spending my points.
Kuya's never bought a prize, Hiroyuki.
Really? That's super weird, dude. I can't help it if nothing catches my... No way. As he's walking around the corner to half-heartedly check out the prizes, he notices something. That's incredible. What is it? Follow direction his eyes are looking and see a beautiful acoustic guitar with an unusual design on it. Wow. I think we found what you're going to get with those points, Kuya. Yup. The attendant returns to us with the cards and hands them back to us. Little wolf boy, you have 39,965 points on your account.
Well, I'm only a few off from buying that statue.
And big wolf boy. Husky, damn it. Husky boy. You have 749,972 points. Jeez, dude, you weren't kidding when you said you'd never spent anything. How much is that guitar back there? That thing gets 750,000 points. You're kidding. Wow, he's only a few points off from buying that too. And Fox Boy, you have 52 points. Yeah, I wonder what useless junk I can buy with that. The attendant points a finger down the glass table we're leaning on. Our useless junk section is right beneath you. He gives the three of us a sarcastic smile before walking over to deal with another group of kids.
I really wanted that Storm Lionheart statue.
I'm sure it'll be here next month, Shun. Sure could give you guys my points. The two of them suddenly perk up. You actually can, bro!
Yeah.
There's a machine over there that lets you transfer points between accounts. Really?
Uh-huh.
Little wolf points over at a nearby machine with a sign above it that says point exchange.
When Juuichi joined us one time, he split his points between us.
I mean, these points are practically useless to me. It's not like I have much to spend them on either, so it makes sense for me to give them to you guys. It does, doesn't it? That's why you should give me your points, bro.
Hey, what if I want his points?
I stare at them both in confusion. Can I just give both of you points? Kuya sighs and shakes his head in mock frustration. You didn't listen, did you? Shun and I are about 50 points away from getting the prizes we want. There's no way to split your points to get both prizes.
I'd wait for next time to get that statue, but I don't know if it'll still be here.
I could really use that guitar for my concert coming up. You guys are really putting me on the spot here. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah.
No hard feelings. Whatever you decide to do with your points is fine by me. Though I'd really like to have the guitar right now.
Same here with that statue.
If you say so, it's a good thing these two are such close friends. I'm not sure it would have turned out this well if it was between Torihiko and Kuya. I gotta think about this. On one hand, Shun is a cutie patootie, but on the other hand, Kuya. See, here's the thing. My thought was, okay, Kuya, let's go play pachinko. Let's go play more pachinko. That's my thought, but I could be wrong. I'm leaning towards Kuya. I'm sorry, but I'm leaning towards Kuya, so we're gonna go with Kuya. Alright, I decided.
So who's it gonna be?
I'm giving my points to Kuya.
Aww.
Thanks, Hiroyuki. I know you want that statue, Shun, but Kuya has a point. He can use that guitar for the upcoming concert. It's more that he has everything he needs for it.
I understand.
Reach out and gently take Kuya's card before walking to the exchange machine. After a few moments of carefully reading the instructions, I insert our cards and transfer my points to his. There we go. Retrieving the cards, I walk back over and return the Husky's card to him. Kuya wraps his arm around my neck and pulls me close to him. I really appreciate this, bro. Turns his attention to the attendant and gives a wide smirk. Hey, Doofus, I have enough points to buy the guitar back there. Pfft, that's such a Kuya thing to do. After collecting the prize, the three of us leave the arcade and head to the bus stop. As cool as he tries to appear, I can see Kuya's tail wagging happily as he examines his guitar. On the way home, Kuya and Shun couldn't stop talking about how much fun they had and what they plan to do next month. Hearing their excitement should put me in a good mood, but as I stare out the window as the countryside rolling by, all I can think about is how I'll be back in Osaka not too long from now. I shake my head and join their conversation. I shouldn't be thinking that kind of stuff. I still have most of my summer vacation to enjoy. I can think of no better way than to spend it with my best friends. Nothing beats that. Glance around at my surroundings, admiring how the town looks during sunset. Absently, I take another sip of my soda, relishing the feeling of the cold liquid going down my throat. Relishing! I should probably be drinking water considering all the sun I got today. Whatever, healthy stuff is overrated. I swear, it still feels like I'm chest deep in the ocean, but I still feel like it's floating and bobbing as I walk. It kind of freaks out my balance. Guess everyone in this town was out having a good time yesterday. As I fruitlessly search for a trash can for my now empty soda bottle, I can't help but notice how quiet Minasato was this evening. Not that Minasato wasn't always quiet. Geez, I've seriously taken the recycled bins in Osaka for granted. Maybe there's somewhere to throw this away in the park. I toss the bottle from one hand to the other as I walk, listening to the steady hum of the cicadas. Cool breeze billows up the back of my shirt, sending pleasant tingles up my spine. Makes me wonder why Kyoji's team doesn't always practice at this time. Speak of the devil. There's an opening in the trees where the sidewalk turns, leading into a modest playground where I find the future soccer star. He's leaning back against a weather-beaten slide modeled after a frog, his arms crossed at his chest. As I get closer, the steady rise and fall of his chest gives me the impression that he might have fallen asleep. And again, considering how Kyoji's eyes normally look, I can't be too sure. Should I call out to him? Oh yeah, he's out. Oh yeah, he's asleep. Although his eyes reveal nothing as usual, the mouth is a dead giveaway. His signature bare your soul to me smile is replaced by the absent-minded frown you might see on an old man napping away in his favorite chair. Kind of like my grandfather, just a lot younger. Kyoji certainly has that old man wisdom to make the comparison, though. Just as I'm debating lying down in the slide for a nap myself, I see a little girl lean around the corner of the slide stairs. She's clothed in a pretty baby blue dress and a matching hat, which rests atop a pair of eternally sleeping eyes, no different from Kyoji's. Could she be over here? The little voice is barely distinguishable over the hum of the cicadas, but thankfully I'm able to read her lips. She holds her hand towards me like an offer to walk me across a busy street. Taken aback by how professional she seems. I wipe my hands clean of the condensation from my soda bottle and grasp her little hand with my free one.
You can help us finish our castle while Big Brother finishes his nap.
Whispering voice is quiet, but charming at the same time. I simply nod in response as she walks me over to a corner of a park where her friends sit in an old sandbox. Scattered about them are small plastic tools. Yeah, that looks good. Can you pass me a brush? The big one or small one? The girl lets go of my hand and smooths down her dress to sit on the edge of the sandbox, patting a spot beside her with the free hand.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nishimura. Big Brother doesn't get enough sleep at home as it is.
Cast a quick glance over at the sleeping canine before turning my attention to the small one sitting beside me. Have we met? I feel bad for not knowing her name, despite the revelation that she is indeed Kyoji's little sister. But she simply nods and gives a kind smile that mirrors her brother's.
Don't worry about it. Big Brother told me his fox friend was back in town and to watch for him. Her name's Chiyo, and that's Yukiharu and Nanafuse. Yeah, I've known them since they were babies. The mention of his name, I see Nanafuse's ears perk up, and he smiles and waves with a plastic shovel. Yukiharu's concentration doesn't break, however, as he appears to be working intently on a rather grand sandcastle.
Chiyo nods and turns away for a second, fishing around in a purse hidden in the inside rim of the sandbox. She pulls a small box of raisins, which she delicately places into the palm of my hand.
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask. Do you have time to spend here today, Mr. Nishimura?
Just how old is this girl? Her manners are way better than mine. Also, I love raisins. What should I do? Should we join them or head home? Checking the breadlets. They don't look like they're growing. But I don't know. Okay. What's the status of the breadlets? They're still babies. They're still tiny. They're gonna be dense, probably. I don't know. Yeah, let's join them. By the words of one of the developers. I give Chiyo a warm smile and nod slightly. Sure, I don't have anything better to do anyway. What are you guys doing out here? I mean, the answer is obvious as a look at the sandcastle that Yukiharu is hovering over. I'm just buying myself a few moments while I try to open this box of raisins.
Well, Yukiharu and Nanafuse wanted to go to the river today, and Big Brother offered to take us.
Turns to peer over her shoulder, making sure that Kyoji is still leaning against the slide.
But I talked the guys into coming here instead. Kyoji usually falls asleep on that slide, and he was awake all night, so...
She smiles and gives me the tiniest of shrugs. Seriously, how is she the little sister? Wow. I mean, that's really nice of you. What does Kyoji do at night anyway? Surely he doesn't toss and turn all night, does he? Finally managed to open the box and pop a few raisins in my mouth, watching while Chiyo fiddles with her hands.
Usually reads at his desk. Mr. Sotor left him a big stack of manga books a while ago. The scary ones about the monsters.
Monsters? That doesn't really narrow it down for me. Scary stories would probably make me not want to sleep either. God, I really need a moment. I realized a moment too late that I was speaking with a mouth full of raisins. Totally sheepishly, but thankfully she doesn't mention it.
Big Brother reads me some of them before bed sometimes. I like them a lot.
Really? They don't scare you? The smaller canine's smile widens and it looks like she winks.
They're a lot of fun, and since it's summer, Kyoji will sometimes read to me for a long time.
Huh. Peek over my shoulder at the resting dog with a fresh sense of admiration. And I've always admired Kyoji, but for him to be an awesome big brother on top of being a star athlete and a good student, not to mention his morning job, I suppose it helps to have a little sister as nice as the little girl sitting next to me.
Just about done. Oh wait, it needs a moat.
Still not having acknowledged anyone, the young Tanuki carefully crawls to the front of the castle. His face is mere centimeters away from his creation, like a marble sculptor pondering the next blow from his chisel.
You'll need a drawbridge here. Gonna need more water for that, though.
Little Wolf pushes himself up to his feet and brushes his hands down on his shorts. Next to me, Chiyo clears her throat to catch my attention.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nishimura, but can I ask a favor? My brother usually fills up the water bucket for us, and...
She smiles apologetically and wiggles slightly, the first trait I've seen to betray her age. I can see why Kyoji would dote on her, though. Is sure I can help you out. Is there a water fountain? Wordlessly, Nanafuse sneaks up with me with a bright purple pail in tow. With both hands, he holds the buck handle out to me, a nervous smile to rival Chiyo's on his face. I can't help but grin as I take the pail from him. Right, let's go find somewhere to fill this up. So you're saying the sand sticks if you get it wet?
Mm-hmm.
Nanafuse skips along with me as we walk back to the sandbox from the water fountain by the swings. I don't remember that being there when I was a kid, but it certainly beats running back to Konosuke's house to get a drink from the garden hose. Who taught you that trick?
Haru.
Oh, and who taught him? A wide grin appears on the wolf's face as he looks up at me.
I did.
Can't help but laugh at the timing of his response. He's such a riot, but then again, he's always been like that since we were kids.
Grandpa taught us too. Remember when we went to the beach at Kanagawa?
Oh yeah, I was 7 then. Scratch my head at the memories, embarrassed at having forgotten.
We're old.
Once again, the timing makes me crack up. All these years later, and he's still the funniest out of us all. He always has been and always will. Huh. Wait. Since when did... Hey there! You should have let me do that! With a haste I'd expect only from a dinner host, Kyoji takes a pail out of my hands, clapping a free hand on my shoulder. Yeah. What was I doing again? Kyoji's brow furrows at my response, and the hand gripping my shoulder halts me mid-stride. Are you alright? Heat isn't getting to you, is it? I shake my head and scratch under my nose. No, I'm good. To be honest, I do feel a bit strange. Feels like I was holding my breath and got lightheaded or something, only for it to clear suddenly. I sniff and clear my throat for effect. I just went to get some water for Chiyo and Yukiharu's sandcastle. I guess I just got turned around. Kyoji doesn't look totally convinced. When I can see of his eyes, I can tell they're searching mine for an answer. You're sure? Do you want to sit down for a minute? I slowly nod in an attempt to avoid any further awkwardness and let him lead me back to the sandbox. Chiyo and Yukiharu are huddled close, making a few finishing touches to their sandcastle. Ordinarily, if I suddenly became lightheaded, it would be a cause for concern, but I feel somewhat fine, as if everything is perfectly normal. Here, sit down slowly. Even though I'm sure it's unnecessary, I can't help but enjoy the tingles up my spine as Kyoji gently guides me down onto the rim of the sandbox. The way his hands softly grip my shoulder and lower back, and even the soft tickle of warm breath in my ear as he bends down with me. As if, like, that would ever happen. Is everything okay, Mr. Nishimura? The gentle concern coming from her tiny voice is actually making me feel bad. Thank goodness for Yukiharu's intense concentration on his art. I doubt I could handle both of them at once. Yeah, I'm good. Wave my hand dismissively as Kyoji moves past me to set the pail next to Yukiharu. I stood up too fast is all. When did you even sit down? Tense up, staring up at the taller canine. Oh, hey, you know, somewhere. Anyway, how's the castle going? How's that?
It's perfect! I should have started with the horse stable and built around that!
The Tanuki mimes an oval with his arms as he peers down at his handiwork. I can't lie, I'm feeling pretty proud of it myself, considering he let me build the new horse stable on the backside. The perfect castle fit for a king! Bansha! So, what's next? Yukiharu suddenly frowns and rubs the back of his head.
Well, I think this is where I'd ask my big brother to take a picture for me, but he's at home doing his chores, I think.
Give little Tanuki a sympathetic smile, only to widen my eyes a moment later. I have just the thing. Reaching in my pocket, I pull out my phone and double tap the power button, which opens the camera application. I haven't charged it since last night. It's still on 63% power. For the first time, I'm actually grateful that Minasato has no cell coverage, otherwise I have no battery power left. Maybe. Okay, ready? The Tanuki takes a second to wipe his hands on his shorts before smoothing down his fur. Suddenly strikes an almost iconic thumbs-up pose that I recognize immediately. Only one family Minasato can pull off that pose so well. Yukiharu laughs through his nose as his pose breaks, clearly not used to being the center of attention. It looks really good. I'll get it sent to your brother sometime, okay?
Thanks a bunch!
He scratches his nose and slowly rises to his feet.
Chiyo, do you want to go swing for a bit before we go home?
Ooh, that has a certain ring to it. Your dad has small smiles that turn to face Chiyo. Catch sight of the nervous little motion of her hands before she catches herself.
That sounds fun. I'll be there in a moment. I just need to ask my brother if he can stay a bit longer. Alright, I'll see you in just a minute.
Chiyo gives the boy a small wave and watches him jog to the swing set in the far left corner of the park. She hasn't moved yet, so I clear my throat to catch her attention.
Oh, let's go see my brother for a moment. You probably want to hang out with him anyway rather than go swimming, right?
Wait, was it swimming? Go...
Swinging, right?
I can't fucking talk. Again, it's just impossible for me to tell if Kyoji is asleep or awake sometimes. Chiyo must know the distinction by heart.
Big brother, can we have just a little while longer? There's still something I need to do.
Kyoji stirs from where he's leaning into the slide, a warm smile perched on his lips as he listens to his sister's request. Very well, but we can't be late for dinner.
We won't, I promise.
Chiyo flicks her bangs behind one ear and as she turns to make the trip to the swing set. Stay and talk with Kyoji or go and keep an eye on the kids. Kyoji! With a smile of my own, I call out to Kyoji's sister. Be careful, Miss Chiyo! The younger canine giggles at the title and looks back over at us. A moment later, she pulls something out of her purse before handing it over to Kyoji. I can see what it is as the older Labrador places it into his pocket. With a wide smile, Chiyo turns and breaks into a light jog. I chuckle as I lean back against a cool metal slide beside Kyoji, crossing my arms to imitate his pose. You ever told me your little sister was so cool? I suppose I just never had the chance to bring it up. I can practically hear the smile in his tone, undoubtedly the sound of a proud brother would make regularly. So, did you have a good nap? Kyoji inhales sharply, but gives a satisfied sound only a moment later. Maybe don't tell anyone that I fell asleep while I was trying to be watching them. Don't worry about it. A star athlete's gotta sleep sometime, right? Kyoji sighs and tenses his back. After a few moments, I hear a faint popping sound and a satisfied grunt. The sound made me grimace as I stare at him in surprise. Oof, didn't that hurt? Not at all, I'm just feeling a bit stiff. He pauses and glances down at the ground while gently rubbing the side of his neck. Mother needed a little help calming down my baby brother last night, so I rocked him for an hour or so. Baby brother? Just how many siblings do I not know about? Wow, you got a pretty big family, huh? I hear a soft chuckle from beside me. I can see his usual smile on his face. It's always charming no matter how tired it might sound. Yeah, they're all wonderful in their own little way. So, what's going on with your mom? You said she needed help? Kyoji turns his head to catch my ear, his voice barely above a whisper. Her allergies are especially bad this year. The medicine our doctor gives her makes her drowsy, so... I'm awake at night anyway. Your dad doesn't help out when the baby is fussy? The way he pauses and gets a distant look on his face creates an uncomfortable aura. Slowly he returns back to his previous posture against the slide. He is gone. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, Kyoji, It's not what you think. Kyoji cuts me off and stares at me, although the distant look is still on his face. I'm sorry, it's just... His hands fall away from his chest and drop deep into his pockets. We have our differences, that's all. I can't read his expression as he stares out to where Chiyo and Yukiharu are playing. Neither a smile nor a frown is on his face. Well, it's good of you to help out so much. You're really cool, Kyoji, you know that? Wince inwardly as I finish my sentence. Cool wasn't exactly the word I wanted to use, but it was the first word that I could think of in the moment. In spite of that, it gets me a smile from the dog and a chuckle for my efforts. I appreciate it, really I do. Suddenly he slips one hand out of his pocket and nudges me on the thigh with his fingertips. In confusion, I unfold my arms, expecting him to ask me to follow him or something. Instead, he captures my hand with the index finger of his own and squeezes it tightly. It's only a friendly gesture, I know that, but my stomach does a backflip anyway. I've had the whole butterflies in the stomach feeling before, but compared to today, I didn't realize just how much I've missed you over the years. Kyoji nods his head toward me, but keeps his focus on the two children. As he maintains his gentle grip on my hand, I can't help but swallow nervously. I missed you too, Kyoji. I'm sorry I never called you guys, it's alright. His interruption silencing me, I glance away, feeling a sense of disappointment as he releases my hand. I watch as he leans back up into a standing position and smooths out his clothes. Well, I should probably get these guys home. I'm getting a little hungry myself. Would you like to join us for dinner, Hiroyuki? Kyoji's words echo over and over in my mind. Only for me to stop as reality hits me like a ton of bricks. I probably shouldn't. Grandma's expecting me home really soon. Kenai nods and sinks his hands deeper into his pockets. Okay, then I suppose I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. I smile back at him as I slowly make my way around the slide and back towards the park entrance. After a few steps, I glance over my shoulder and flash him a cheeky grin. Make sure you get some sleep tonight. Otherwise, I might just challenge you to Torihiko's 24-hour epic ninja tag endurance race of epicness. The laugh he gives says it all for me as he turns and begins to make his way to the swings. However, before he gets more than a meter away, he pauses and stares down at the ground. A few moments later, he turns towards me, a thoughtful expression on his face. Hiroyuki, I was wondering... Chiyo has an upcoming piano recital. I told her that you might be busy, but if you're not... My cheek's getting warm, probably because I'm smiling widely. This time I let my tail wag happily. Sure, tell Chiyo I'd love to go. Kyoji smiles and claps his hands together. Excellent. I can give you this then. He reaches back into his pocket and pulls out a small ticket before walking back over to me and placing it into my hand. Stare down at the ticket. See that it is dated for the 20th, somewhere in Kazunari. Well, I'd better let you go, but I'll talk to you later, okay? Before I can even respond, Kyoji turns and walks towards the swings. With an amused smile, I carefully place the ticket into my pocket. I'll just have to remember to ask Kyoji where exactly the music hall is. At least he looks a bit happier now. I guess the nap really did do some good. At least that's what the wagging of his tail is telling me. I yawn heavily as I flop down onto my bed. It's hard to believe that another day is over. Closing my eyes for a moment, I can't help but smile. Today was a pretty busy day. My eyes opening again, I turn my attention towards the television. A variety show is currently displayed on the screen. Since I've been back in Minasato, I've noticed some interesting programs being broadcast. I keep my eyes focused on the screen. Although I'm honestly not that interested in the show. I give another yawn as I settle on the bed, my eyelids going heavy. The events of today pass through my mind. Hanging out at the bookstore with Konosuke and Sotaro, having fun at the arcade with Kuya and Shun. I just got invited to Chiyo's piano recital. So much fun. Slowly I feel my eyes starting to close, but before I snap them open again. I should probably turn off the television. The thing I want to do is waste electricity. With yet another yawn, I sit up and glance around before reaching for the nearby remote. Grabbing it in my hand, I point it at the television and press the power button. The room plunges into darkness without the light from the television. I place the remote down on the floor beside my futon and lay back down. As I wriggle around in bed to get comfortable, my head rests on my pillow. Now that I'm comfortable, I close my eyes and let myself fall into peaceful slumber. August 10th. My eyes shoot open as I sit upright in my futon. Oh god, oh god! I flatten my ears against my head and give a heavy sigh. That was... Everything's still fresh in my mind. I feel my face warm up. What the hell was that anyway? Rub the back of my head and take a deep breath, doing what I can to remedy the problem I woke up to. Ugh. How embarrassing! I can't believe I had such an erotic dream. About Juuichi. First time, Hiroyuki. First time. Give us all the details. Crap, I shouldn't be thinking about it. I'm just making the situation worse. Hiroyuki, are you awake, dear? I gulp as my grandmother knocks on the door and calls out to me. Yeah, I just had a weird dream. Over the back of my neck, doing my best to forget about the dream I just woke up from. It doesn't work. I hear my grandmother shuffling on the other side of the door. She is undoubtedly waiting for some reassurance, so I clear my throat. I'm fine, Grandma. I'll be up in a moment, Kay? Can't really tell, but it sounds like... Is she laughing at me? No hurry, dear. I'm just about to make breakfast. It'll be ready soon. I hear her footsteps as she walks away and breathe a sigh of relief. I didn't have to explain this predicament. With a soft groan I stretch, willing myself to forget what I just woke up from. Maybe a shower will help. Giving a slight smile, I get out of bed and bring some clean clothes with me into the bathroom. I sigh as I let the water run across my body, washing the shampoo through my fur. I guess I have been overdoing it a bit lately. Mumbling softly to myself, I focus on getting clean. Feeling clean and refreshed, I walk into the kitchen, my tail swishing. Good morning, Grandma. Oh, Hiroyuki. Good morning and good timing. Her own tail's swishing, Grandma looks at me with a grin. She turns and carries a plate of food over to the table. I can't help but smile as my eyes rest on the food. Arranged on the plate is a small bowl of rice, miso soup, grilled fish, and fresh vegetables. I always loved Grandma's traditional breakfasts. They're a nice counterbalance to all the junk food I've been eating lately. This looks delicious, Grandma. I give my own grin as she smiles proudly at my praise. Pulling out a chair, I'm just about to sit down. Dear, breakfast is ready! I wince and cover my ears at the sound of my grandmother's yell. I can't help but wonder if the neighbors are used to it by now. It's about time! As Grandpa enters the kitchen, he gives a cheeky smirk. Grandma just gives him a half-hearted glare as he slowly sits at the table. As she places plate of food in front of him, he tilts his head up and gives her a kiss on the cheek. It looks delicious as always, Grandma smiles, her cheeks going a pale pink. Can't help but smile as she sits down across from him. Nice save, Grandpa. My grandparents both look at me, then back at each other before sharing a chuckle. Oh, Hiroyuki. This is something we've always done. It's part of our daily routine. Yes, your grandmother and I believe that a bit of fun is an important part to a healthy marriage. I nod as I scoop some rice into my mouth. Now that I think about it, I do remember the two of them teasing one another, even when I was a child. Back then, I always thought they were really arguing, but now that I'm older, I can see just how much they still love each other. I pause for a moment and stare blankly at my food. Ever since I realized my difference, I've wondered if I'll ever get to experience something like my grandparents have with each other. Once again, my dreams begin to resurface in my mind, but I try to push it away. Best not to go there, Hiroyuki. You're only going to make things messy. Grandma, as I look up for my breakfast, I force on a smile. I don't worry my grandparents, after all.
What is it, dear?
I widen my smile and rub the back of my head. I was wondering if you had any errands for me to run today. Grandma and Grandpa both look at each other in surprise before turning back to face me.
Well, your grandfather and I were going to go into town and fetch a few things.
Oh, I can do it for you. Once again, they glance at each other before Grandpa grins. He looks back at me and nods. Well, now, this is a nice surprise. Thank you for the offer, my boy. We'll leave it to you, then. I flash a thumbs up and return to eating my breakfast. Hopefully, these errands keep my mind occupied. After finishing breakfast, I help Grandma by cleaning the dishes. My tail absentmindedly swishes behind me as I finish drying the last plate. Humming to myself, I put the dishes away. Turn around to see Grandma walking over to me with some paper.
Here, Hiroyuki. This is the list of things we were going to do today. Don't push yourself too hard, okay, dear?
I flash her a wide grin and nod my head. Don't worry, Grandma, I won't.
Also, you might want to take an umbrella. It looks like it might rain.
As I nod, Grandpa lets out a chuckle. You fuss too much, the weather will clear up. Grandma gives an exasperated sigh and shakes her head. I smile warmly at her in an attempt to comfort her. I'll be fine. With an exaggerated bow, I gently take the list of errands from her hands and make my way towards the front door. Taking a deep breath, I slip on my shoes and step outside. The sky looks a little gloomy, but I ignore it. After all, Grandpa did say it would clear up. No need for an umbrella, right? Damn! I thought it was supposed to clear this morning. I run screaming to no one in particular as the rain suddenly comes pouring down. If someone I knew saw me like this, I'd probably die from embarrassment. The t-shirt I'm wearing is soaked through, clinging to my fur. God, if I knew it was going to rain this hard, I would have stayed home. What's with this freak storm anyway? We've been having nothing but typical summer weather since I arrived. I hate to say it, but I miss that blazing heat right now. I'm never happy with the weather, am I? There's nothing to do but run home. Man, give me a break! With each step I take, the wet asphalt splashes dirty rainwater on my once clean socks. Ew. The breeze blows raindrops into my face, making it hard to see where I'm going. I give up. At this rate, I'm going to catch a cold. The rain has only just started. When I saw those clouds rolling, I didn't give it a second thought. I should have figured the weatherman got it wrong. When do they ever get things right anyway? I've got to get out of the rain. Great, I'm soaked to the bone now. Thanks for nothing, jerk! I run through my old memories, trying to remember a good place for shelter nearby. Ah, the park! There's a square gazebo in the park I can hide under. Then again, that was a long time ago. I hope it's still there. I don't know why, but I've got a good feeling about this. I feel like there is something important waiting for me there. As around the corner of the park, the rain seems to come down harder. It's like a blast from the past. It's exactly all the way I remember it. Looks so well taken care of, too. I guess they care more about maintaining their parks out in the country. As I look around, I can almost see a layer of my memories hanging over everything. See the old seesaw, a swing set, a couple park benches, a jungle gym that's too small for me now. Ah, there it is. The gazebo. Really hasn't changed. Dash through the empty park towards the gazebo. Woo, freedom! I sit down on a bench beneath the gazebo and take a look around the park. I mean, it's nothing special or anything, but it's so nostalgic. I don't know why, but even just being here makes me happy again. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? I didn't drop anything, did I? Surround my pockets. Yep, everything's still there. Gotta be something. Think, Hiroyuki, think. Close my eyes and try to focus. Okay, let's retrace my steps. I can feel it hanging on the edge of my memories. I just need to reach out and grab it. Ah! I extend my arms out in front of me. They collide with something solid. Hey. Ah! Look up in alarm. You can let me go now. Kuya? Release my grip from his shirt and stand up to greet him. Oh, I thought that was going to be something else entirely. Thought he was death gripping something else entirely, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. What are you doing out here? You scared me. Don't surprise me like that, Kuya. I wasn't trying to surprise you. What's up? You look like you were in pain earlier. I thought I'd check up on you. I sit back down on the bench. Kuya decides to sit right next to me. Oh, I was trying to remember something. I feel like I'm getting old. Yeah, you're old enough now. That's what adults do after all. Gee, thanks. I was hoping you'd be my straight man, you know? Someone to tell me I'm not losing it. Sorry, I'm not very good at being a straight man. Ha, that's rich coming from such a lady killer. You're so cold. Where are you out in the rain, by the way? I was out shopping. By the time I left the store, it was raining. I had to take a shortcut through the park. And that's when I spotted you under the gazebo. The rest is history. Is that so? Probably saw everything then. I want to die from embarrassment. You alright? It's pretty dumb to be out without an umbrella. Didn't you listen to the weather reports? All the reports I said it was going to be clear this morning. Where'd you hear that? Oh. It suddenly hits me. That's what I was trying to remember. Damn it, Grandpa! You said the weather would be fine today. Grandma even told me to bring an umbrella. That's the last time I listen to you when it comes to weather. Never mind that. You should really check those things before you go out. Kuya shakes his head and lets out a deep sigh. I was thinking that too. But it was clear this morning, right? Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's supposed to stay clear all day. Hiya, Axel. Thank you for the raid. Now, why can't it just be stable and predictable? That's what we have weathermen for. Stop that. You're making me feel super self-conscious right now. Hey. What? You doing anything after this? No, I just needed to do some errands for my grandparents, but given the circumstances, look up at the sky. That gloomy gray doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. What if you had an umbrella? That would be great, but I don't, so... That's fine, because I've got one. Eh? Kuya stands up and shows me his blue umbrella. Why didn't I notice that earlier? That explains why he isn't soaking wet like me. Maybe I am catching a cold. I just have one embarrassing moment after the other. You certainly are an observant fellow, aren't you? I stick my tongue out at Kuya. With a loud thwump, the umbrella opens. Kind of reminds me of a blue flower in bloom. An unusual flower with curled up leaves and no petals, but a flower nonetheless. I'm suddenly hit with a flood of memories. It's good that this umbrella is so big. We should both be able to fit under it, no problem. The fuck? Hiroyuki? I remember coming home from school. It was raining just like today. I went to school without an umbrella even though my mom warned me. I didn't think it was going to rain that bad, and I loved playing in the rain as a kid. However, when the school day ended, the sky blackened, rain came pouring down harder than I'd ever seen it before. It was like running through a waterfall. I didn't get far before I had to find shelter. Just like today, I ran to the park and hid under the gazebo. I looked at the sky in despair, trapped under its protective cover. Suddenly, hey. Hey! I turned once more to reality. Kuya's gripping my shoulder trying to get my attention. What's wrong, Hiroyuki? You spaced out pretty hard. Don't tell me you've already caught a cold. No, I just remembered something from back then. What is it? Oh, which one? Let's check the little breadlets. They're not doing what they need to do. To be honest, Kuya, I was thinking about that day. Kuya looks at me, a confused expression on his face. With a sigh, I glance down at the ground and shake my head. Back when we were younger and it was a rainy day like this, I was under the same gazebo, soaked from head to tail. The husky listens carefully, as I can see him nodding his head for my peripheral vision when I pause, as a signal for me to continue. I turned back to face him, giving the beginnings of a smile. Then suddenly, a friend came to help me. He had a blue umbrella and offered to walk me home while sharing the umbrella. Kuya's eyes widen as his face stains a slightly rosy color. Oh. Realization seems to set in for him as he rubs his neck. I watch as a smile makes its way to the husky's face, and I can see his tail wagging behind him. I remember that. He smiles wider and wraps an arm around my shoulder, bringing me closer. You needed help, Hiroyuki. I couldn't just leave you there. It was what friends do. A warm feeling courses through me, and I can feel my tail swishing behind me. Casting my gaze to the side, I give a slight nod. Yeah. My face warming up, Kuya and I journey into town where the husky helps me to complete my errands. After we're done, he walks me back to my grandparents' house, and I can't help but steal a glance, memories floating through my mind. It's the same blackened sky from back then, and that's the same blue umbrella. As I look at Kuya right now, the only thing I can see is that little husky boy looking back at me, smiling. We're gonna leave off here tonight. I keep forgetting that I can't right-click. Like, I go to right-click on here, and it doesn't work. I keep forgetting that. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.